In this entire Linux, what we are going to learn, let's see the syllabus. Total course will take maximum 22 classes, not days, classes. Out of 22, we have already spent one class yesterday. Okay, so I expect this class to be covered by 10th of October. Okay, if everything goes well, then max to max 10th of October it will get completed. So that is my speed. And now your speed means if you do parallelly practice even in the class and home, then only it will get covered. Else you have attended, things will get completed but without knowledge. Understood? So if you want also to complete Linux, from my side it will get completed. From your side, you learned or not, it depends on you. Because I can show you practical, I can explain the theories, but it's your responsibility to do the practical parallelly. If you are facing any issue, I am always available. So you can ask the queries, I will help you answering those queries. Okay. Suppose you are practicing at home. Maybe because of a small mistake you forgot something and you are trying something wrong, the practical you are not able to perform. Then what you can do? You can share me the screenshot of the error, ping me in your WhatsApp group that I am facing this issue. So what will happen? When you ping me, maybe if I am free, I will reply immediately. If I am not free, I will not reply. I'll reply, but whenever I see the message, whenever I am free, I'll reply. So instead of waiting for another day to come in the class and then ask your problems, it's better whenever you face the problem while doing your practice, whether it is at 12 o'clock night or any time, you have to drop a message. Okay, not to call. Even in day hours also you cannot call. The reason is I'll be busy in the classes, so I'll not pick up your call. But if you message me and if I feel there is anything and I'm free, I'll call you instead. Understood? Like sometime what happen, you are doing something wrong and there is some explanation is required. I will call you instead. Okay. So don't call directly. Just you message your problems that I'm facing this problem, I'm having this issue, or I'm having any doubt. Apart from me, if any of you knows the answer or solution of that problem, then you take your step first before me. Just answer. Help them that what is the issue and how to fix it. Understood? So in this way you will learn troubleshooting also. Okay, so if someone is doing some giving wrong commands or anything like that, you can help them. Okay, or if I am free, I will reply first. So it depends. So we have to make an environment like that. In this entire course, honestly I will say you are not going to cover RHCE. Okay, so I will not show you a big dream that this is something and things are not happening. You have taken admission in cloud computing, so Linux portion will be covered only the things which is required you to help in cloud computing. Means you will learn how to operate Linux operating system, how to work in Linux operating system, creating files, user monitoring, these all things. Then you will learn system administration, means as a server how to use Linux, how to create some common server, how to create partition, how to set the permission, how to configure firewall. So these type of things we are going to cover in Linux. Okay. Another thing, maybe in your mind it will be like if it is a Linux, then some script are there. So we will learn scripting. But as you also know that in market which script is more popular? Instead of this shell scripting, people are using more Python and other things. So instead of wasting time on those focusing which is not used even, why we'll do it? Which is most popular, we'll focus there. So overall Linux course syllabus, I have combined it properly. There are three papers. When you go on the official Red Hat website and search in Linux, there are lot of wings Linux is not only for the system administration, not for the server. For some programming things also, they have the separate courses. For the database also, there is a separate courses. In the Red Hat, there is a separate track. But what you are learning here, that will take you to system administration of this Linux, server administration of the Linux, and how to operate Linux OS. I hope these things are clear in your mind. Related to the scripting, yes, we will learn how to write a simple shell script. What are the things we need to consider while writing a script file? Also, we will see some for loop scripts. We will see some emailing techniques, networking concept in Linux, how to set up a network, how to share the files. So these type of things we are going to learn in Linux. Okay. So if we talk about the official syllabus, Linux have three papers for RHC, Red Hat Certified Engineer. Out of these three papers, we are going to do two and a half. Why two and a half? Because there are in the third paper there are a lot of services along with the Ansible. Okay, so we are not going to cover all the servers, only the common services which are used everywhere, that we are going to cover. Remaining we are not going to cover. Plus Ansible we are not going to cover. Is it clear? So this syllabus, once the group is created, I will share you so that you can track your courses, how much portion is completed. Along with that, you can track yourself also, that out of this much topic, how much I know properly. Understood? And these topics what we have created, these are the commonly used topics in the corporate. Okay, when you are working on Linux machine. How to install the software in Linux, how to use the browsers, internet, how to access the external drive, how to create the partitions. So these all things are designed here, okay, as a syllabus. Clear? So we'll follow this syllabus and accordingly. Apart from this, we have a book. This book is bit old, but why I am using this book is, from the time I started teaching this Linux in 2009, on that time I found this book and the Linux version was 5, RHEL 5. Now you are using RHEL 8.6 and that latest one is 9.4. Okay, so this 5 why I am using is, if you go through the book, you will see how simple they have written. This is first lecture 1, Linux ideas and history. As a normal student, if you read this, you will be able to understand. This book is in a simple language, not they have written as a paragraph, directly to the point. Like, what is open source? Software and source code through which the software is developed is available to all. Is called open source. See how simple they have given. Trainer will simplify the topic, and this book they have already simplified. So that's why I prefer to use these books and I give it to you. Next, how Linux origin. 1984 the development started, 1991 this Linus Torvald developed. What exactly it is, they have combined. Not much more story as a paragraph. Understood? So that's why we will follow this all for some thing. Like here you see, using what key, what you can do, how to set the password, what exactly is the root, what is the use of this command, how to use. So this book is very simple. If you want to get the book for the latest one, like the version which you are using 8.6, that is also available on the Red Hat portal. You can download it as a PDF. But when you open that book, it is not as simple that you can learn in the first time. As a first time Linux user, you will not be able to understand that book. Okay, so that's why we will follow this book. Apart from this book, for every topic I have created a notepad for your solution so that it will not take much more time in the class. Like, if I show you any command, immediately you will write it in your notebook. So it may take some time. So what I have done, I have created file like this. Apart from this, if there is anything extra what I am teaching which is not mentioned here, that only you need to write by your own, and we will have the recorded session also. So overall, what will be your responsibility in the class? To understand the topic and practice. Understood? Rest all, these all things I will share you based on the topic which is covered on the day. Clear? So in Linux, no need to think about preparing notes, writing the commands. Instead, focus on practicing and understanding the use and application. If I am learning, suppose cat, in the real scenario when I will use the cat. So that type of questions should come in your mind, and you have to think because you know everything. But when you go in the corporate, they will not ask you go and create a file with the cat. They'll give you like that. They'll say you like that. They will tell you only the problem or any task they will give you. How you will do, it depends on you. So you know everything, but you don't know where to use this tool. So in that way you have to think. In which scenario I will use which command, which services, which options where I will use in the real scenario. Clear? In that way you think, and if you have any confusion, then you can ask. So this was overall overview of your course what we are going to cover. Anything, any queries which comes in your mind related to Linux, you can ask. And one more universal truth on day one, I would like to say you only on Linux, if you are going to search for a job, there is a rare chance to get a job, and if you get a job, you will get a job only for monitoring. Monitoring purpose means there are a lot of servers, softwares installed on Linux. They have the Linux base. So for network monitoring, any alerts are there. For that type of job, definitely you can get with the Linux. But package will remain under 20 only. 10 to 15 will be the initial. Maybe under 10 also they take, or up to 20 will be the starting things. Only when you are applying with the Linux. Along with the Linux, if you have other skills, then definitely there is a lot of opportunities. Understood? So don't expect that just by doing Linux only, there is a job options more available in the market. Options are there, but very less. Okay, think as a company owner. If you have a data center and there is a Windows server also, Linux server also, you are using cloud computing also, you are using network also. So how many engineer you will hire? Will you hire a separate engineer for Linux? Separate engineer who can handle the network, or separate engineer who can handle the cloud? You will check for the candidate who is having multiple skills. So that is the reality of the market. Okay, so that's why people who goes only with the Linux, yes, they have some opportunities. Like one of my student in 2010, he has done Jetking complete course, Windows Server, CCNA, Linux, everything. Then he had interest only in Linux. So I referred him to one of institute which was Red Hat Training Partner, authorized Red Hat Training Center it was. So I sent there, he completed Red Hat, all the three papers. He has written global certificate exam also. Initially, he got some here and there options. Finally, he got an opportunity in NetApp. NetApp is a storage solution company. And he became a storage engineer. And so on, so on. He got the promotion and now he is on a very good position. So only with the Linux, yes, you have the opportunity, but very less. Like for the monitoring, for the storage, where they have multiple servers based on Linux only, there you can try, then you will get the options for Linux. So what Linux supported him is, his background was Linux, then he applied as a storage engineer, NetApp. NetApp, all solutions was Linux based. So whatever he was going to do in this storage solution, its base was complete Linux. Understood? turn on this projector once again. So all the base was Linux. So that's why they were hiring a person who is having knowledge of Linux, and then they have given the training for like I think 1 week or 15 days was the training. Online they have given one portal, from there he has to learn. And I was also there on that time. I was in Delhi. I sit with him. He asked me to help for this storage solution to understand, because it was new. And that storage solution, when I have gone through each and everything, all commands, means almost 80% command was similar to the Linux. So that's why they were hiring for someone who is having on Linux, and they train on their own platform. So that type of job also you will get in Linux. Understood? But as a Linux administrator, yes, we have, but very less opportunity nowadays, because lot of technologies are changing. So they need a person with the multiple skills. Clear this point? So it doesn't mean you should not focus on Linux. You have to focus on Linux because the base platform is Linux for most of the softwares. Their command line behaviors are similar to the Linux. So if you are good in Linux, then definitely you can catch those commands very easily. Understood? So I will not show you the big dream that there is a lot of things here in the Linux, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Fact is what that I'm going to tell you. Clear? So take this Linux seriously, not to work on Linux platform, to work on other platform. It will help you a lot. Along with the Linux. So this answer I will not give, because this answer you can search by your own on the job portals. The best answer. If someone is saying anything now, don't trust even me. Why? Because maybe I'm saying something like, I'm telling like, best is what companies are asking skill sets that you can see on the job portal only. And that is the reality. Along with the Linux, what they need, along in the cloud computing, what are the topic they are focusing on, and based on that you prepare yourself. There is a huge gap in the job market and between the candidates. So lot of candidates are unemployed, and still lot of positions are open. Market, we say that market there is a no job. That is not fact. Job is there. The right candidate is not there to fulfill that position. So why there is a gap? The gap is the candidates don't follow the job portal. You heard from someone. There is a job in cloud computing. You came here. You completed the course. During the course, you didn't see anything. Just you completed the course. After that, you got a certificate based on trained cloud computing, like that, whatever is written there. And when you go for the job market, what are the skills they are asking? You have not learned in the class. You have not focused on that time. And then what you will say? There is a no job for cloud computing. Correct? There is two things, two reasons. First, you don't know where to search the job. The right market, you don't know where to search the job. So if you don't know the right direction, then just for example, I asked you to buy something and you went to some shops and they don't keep that things there. So after going 2, 3, 4 shops, you say, hey, we are not able to find these things here. It's rare to find this because you don't know the shop where you have to go to purchase that thing. Similarly, to find a right job, you should know where to apply, which company I have to target, which positions I should target. Understood? With the word cloud computing only, if you search the job and other things, no, search the jobs based on the skill, and based on that you go through the job portals. From the day one you go, see what are the skills they are asking. And there is one more common thing, there is no job for fresher. This is a tag I have heard from a lot of people. No job from fresher, for freshers. Then how freshers are getting placed, tell me? If there is a no job for them, then how some people are getting placed? If other people can get placed, then I should also. So what he has done, what and I'm not going to do. There you have to find the gap. Then only you can get the job. I say all the students from the day one go to the job portal, see the things what they are asking, and if I am teaching that topic, suppose in the Linux they are asking something, I am teaching Linux that is not included in my syllabus. Ask me, sir, this is the topic they are asking for the job. How I will learn? So there will be two things. Either I will teach you in the class, or I will give you some reference so that you can learn. But once you complete your course, then I will be in other batch, you will be in other hurry to search the job. But because of this gap, again problem. So that's why from day one, search for the job in the right direction. Don't wait for the time to complete your course because it will be too late. After completing course, after 3 months, 6 months, then you are going to prepare for the skills what they need for that positions. Then think about that. And whom you will go to ask, whom you will go to discuss about this topic. No trainer, no friends will be in front of you. Understood? So, on the job portal, generally in the last of every class, there is a trend that in the last we go and create profile on Naukri and LinkedIn. I will say create on the day one, apply from day one. Don't wait for Linux to complete. Don't wait for cloud computing to complete. First day, when you have taken admission in Besan, immediately create your profile resume, take the sample from the trainers if you don't have. Create, upload. You will learn from your mistakes, not from my experience. I will guide from my experience, but you will learn actually from your experience. Sorry, from your mistakes. When you go in the market, you will see the real face of the interviewer. How they are asking, why I got rejected in this interview. That I can never guide you in that. But when you go for the interview, go with your resume. My resume didn't get selected. Then you will work out on your resume. Where is the gap? When you go for the interview, they asked me 10 questions. I was like this during the questions. I show my face like this and came back. But at least you got 10 questions where you have to prepare yourself. Understood? So that's why I'll suggest from day one. You have not started DevOps, no problem. Do you think you should shame on yourself when you fail in interview? No need. The person who has taken interview, he is not your relative and friend. So if he is cold also, no problem. Go listen and come back. Because from that failure, you will learn lot of things. If you go for a AWS interview now, right now, you have not started, then see the advantage. You will get some questions. And when the course starts, on that time you will say the trainer, sir, these are the things they are asking in the interview. You are going to cover in this training or not? Getting my point? So in that way you should prepare. Try. I am not saying that within 1 month, 2 months you will get the job. But during the course, if you try like this, definitely one day you will get the job. Not in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months you will get or not. But along with that, you will have lot of experience. Fear will not be there. After completing the course, there will be a pressure on your head from your parents, from your guardian. Now what? When you will get the job. So lot of pressure. In that pressure, when you go for the interview, you will think, anyway, I have to pass this interview. You will have some fear also. If I fail, I will not get the job. Now if you are going for interview, what will happen? Nothing. I'll pass or fail, no problem. My course is still there. I'll complete. So now if you go, you will go for the experience. Understood? So from now onwards, create your profile, resume sample. Once they create the group, I'll share the resume sample. Prepare your resume, create your profile, go through some videos whenever you are free, how to apply for the job, how to prepare a good resume, how to search with a good skill sets for the topic, and you will get lot of ideas. Understood? So in this way you try, because I have seen lot of students. See, everyone comes with the hope. I'll complete the course, I will get a job. And when the course is about to complete, they have the fear. Some people they have said there is no job for fresher, and now you have fear. What will happen? I am also fresher. I have changed the track, whether I will get a job or not. Because someone has said you have taken admission, and now someone has said that there is no job, you have fear also. Why someone will say every time? Experience by yourself. Understood? So from day one, don't think whether you will get job or not. Start working on that. How you will get the job. Okay? So first, we will start with the introduction only today, and then we'll move for other topics. Linux history and ideas. Hey, on kar. So Linux history and ideas means how this Linux was developed, who is responsible, because of whom we have paid this much money to learn Linux. Okay, so Linux was developed, but there was a need, a requirement to develop this Linux. What was the requirement? Linux is the operating system. There are other operating system also available in the market. Then why there was need to develop one more headache for us to learn again? Windows Server is already there. Unix operating system is also there. So this Linux is what? It is an operating system. Okay. And there are three category of operating system. One, standalone OS. Standalone OS means the one which you purchase for which purpose? To practice. But you do the gaming, movies, browser, these all things. So the operating system which is used for personal use, laptop, desktop, that is called a stand-alone operating system. Which operating system? Standalone. So three category of operating system we have. Standalone. There are two types of operating system which is related to each other. Server, client. Okay. So client operating system and a standalone operating system, what is the difference? So standalone operating system will come like Windows 10 Home Edition. Understood? The tag, if you see, it will be Windows 10 Home Edition. DXDIHG. Another tag will come Pro, Professional, Windows 11 Professional, Windows 10 Professional. So when the operating system comes with the tag Pro, here you see Windows 10 Pro. So this is what? Client operating system. The operating system which comes with the tag Pro or Professional, that is client operating system. And the operating system which comes with the Home, with the word basic, with the word media, these all things are stand-alone operating system which is used for personal use. Okay. Server operating system. So how many operating system we have as a server? So as of now, we have three category of server operating system: Unix, Linux, and Windows. Okay. Linux, first Unix. So Unix is the oldest operating system, still being used. Okay. Unix, then Linux, then Windows. In Windows, we have lot of categories. Okay, like server operating system, Windows Server; client operating system, Windows 10, 11 Professionals; and this standalone will be Windows 10 Home Edition or any other version like that. If I ask you what is this Mac, a standalone client or server? We have no Mac OS in Apple. That is what? A standalone operating system. Apple don't develop any server operating system or client. They have only one standalone. Okay. So these three categories are clear. So now our Linux is what? Server operating system. Is it clear? The one which we are going to learn. So earlier, during 80s, 80s means 71 to 80. During 80s, there was one student. The name is Linus Benedict Torvalds. So he is the one because of whom you have to learn at least 100 commands. Okay. And still he is alive, 54 years old. Okay. Born in 1969, 28 December. Okay. So on that day you can put your Linux in front on 28 December and cut the cake on his name. Okay. So this Linus Benedict Torvalds, what he has done, on that time he was a student in one university. So this guy is not from India, because in our India we don't think on that level. We have lot of other issues where we think apart from thinking on technologies. So this guy, he is from Finland. Where is Finland? In Sri Lanka? Huh? Europe. Okay. So this is the Finland. So in this Finland, there is a one university. So Finland capital is there. University of Helsinki. Helsinki is the capital of this Finland. So University of Helsinki. So he was a student there in this university. So on that time, when he was learning and working on this operating system, on that time one small version of Unix, not Unix, a small version of Unix, Minix, the name was Minix, 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 miniature version of Unix was available to students as an operating system. So he was working on Minix. So he thought, if I want any changes, I cannot do, because Unix operating system till now don't give their source code, because every software is developed with some coding, and the code through which it is developed, software developer will not give to anyone. That is their secret recipe. Okay. So that source code was not available for all. So people were not able to develop same type of operating system. Same for Mac OS. Do we have any operating system like Mac? Any operating system like Windows? Because the source codes are not available for all. So what this guy has done, he tried to develop the operating system which should be free. Other operating system we need to pay. Trial options are there. But if you want to use permanently, you have to pay money. So he was thinking, so lot of people, they need these technologies. So if they need to pay for operating system, first for the device and then operating system, so very less people will use it. So what they have done, they have developed operating system which should be free to all. Okay, and the code of that operating system should also be available free. So if any developer want to add their own tool, their own program and develop their own Linux, okay. So as I am not that much intelligent, if you are and you have some coding idea, you can download the codes and develop your own Linux with your own name, like he has done. Linux. His name is Linus. Based on that, it become Linux. Clear? So Linux was developed because he wanted to develop operating system which should be free to all. No need to pay. Free to all. That's why you see all the Linux operating systems are free. You can download free of cost. Also in the Linux you will see lot of varieties are there. Why? Because source code is available free. So lot of Linux operating systems are also available in the market. So this is the history of Linux. So Linux was developed by Linus Benedict Torvalds. He was the student of University of Helsinki. He is a Finnish citizen. And when he has developed? 1991. It started in 1984. Okay. So what is an open source? Software and source code available to all. Free software foundation specifies for freedom. What freedom? Freedom to run the program for any purpose. Study and modify the source code. No problem. Redistribute the program. Create derivative programs. Whatever you want, you create by your own. Next. 1984. The GNU project started. Okay. So on that time, the project name was GNU, graphically not Unix. Okay. And under the license, general public license. Okay. And in 1991, this Linus Torvalds developed the kernel plus GNU utilities, complete open source Unix-like operating system. So when they were developing this, they have taken kernel, the codes of Unix, with the help of GNU, and then they have developed this Linux operating system. So is it clear how Linux was developed? There are a lot of varieties of Linux available in the market, in which the leader is Red Hat. Like how in cloud Amazon is the leader, similarly Red Hat is the leader in all Linux. So Red Hat developed two type of operating system. One as a standalone for your desktop laptop. The name is Fedora. And second one is Red Hat Enterprise Linux, which is used in corporate. Okay. So the difference, if you see, Enterprise Linux is a stable, thoroughly tested software. Professional support service is there. So if you want the support service, so during installation, it asks for what? Subscription. So if you take the subscription, you have to pay. And if you take subscription, then only you can take professional support service. In Enterprise Linux, you have centralized management options. Okay. Means you can control your entire network. You can create the server in RHEL. In Fedora, all the new application Red Hat want to launch, first launch in Fedora, get the feedback from the user, and then final addition in the Enterprise Linux happens. Here we don't have official Red Hat support. There will be one community portal. So in that community, someone will post the question and someone will answer. No answer from Red Hat for the queries and any issues. Okay. And this Fedora is used for personal system. Clear? In Linux, everything is a file. And before that, Linux is a case sensitive operating system. Whether command, whether your file names, folder names, everything is case sensitive. Capital, small, whatever you give, accordingly it will work. A small single purpose program for everything, a small command are there. Ability to chain program together. You can connect multiple programs, multiple commands together and run in one go. Okay. Avoid captive user interface. So if there is any error, you will get the exact error information on the command line. Configuration data is stored in text. Means whatever configuration you do, server configuration, network configuration, anything, you can open it as a notepad and you can read it, you can change it also. But in Windows, you cannot open configuration file without management console or without that specific program. But here you can open as a notepad. Clear this one? So there is a lot of varieties of Linux available in the market, and here in this I have mentioned some common. Red Hat Enterprise Linux, Kali Linux is also there, which is used by these ethical hackers for the penetration testings. CentOS, Ubuntu, ParrotOS, WinLinux, Mandrake, SUSE. So like this, if you search on the Google, you will find almost 60-70 different types of Linux operating system is available. But out of this 60-70, these are the main, okay, or mostly used Linux operating system. So at least you should know five names of Linux operating system available in the market. Clear? So next class will start from the lecture 2. Meanwhile, get ready. Lecture 2 starts with the practical.